Hey everybody, I'm continuing my playlist on fallacies, flawed logic.
Beep.
This one's actually a funny one to me. It's called the Fallacy Fallacy, right? Fallacy Fallacy. Yep. In other words, it's a fallacy to invalidate somebody's argument just on the premise that their argument contains a fallacy. So in the previous video, I talked about the straw man argument, or the straw man fallacy. The fallacy fallacy would be if they made that the argument of, well, the way I see it, only crazy people would want to ever have a gun, so we should just have no guns, then crazy people won't have guns, because us smart people wouldn't have guns. You can't be like, well, no, that's a fallacy, that's a straw man argument, or straw man fallacy. So therefore, your argument is invalid. You can't do that. I mean, you can point out the fallacy, but the thing is, even in extreme cases, you don't want to dismiss their argument entirely just because there's a flaw in their logic. They could very well have a point, right? Sometimes they do have a way of making a point. Right? Because at a minimum, they're at least saying crazy people want to have guns. Well, that part of it's correct. You throw that one out with the entire argument. If you just completely just dismiss the entirety of what they said based on a fallacy. So that's the fallacy fallacy. So when you take this knowledge out into the world with you, just understand that when you hear somebody making a fallacious statement, you don't want to invalidate it, because for one, you're not going to succeed anyways. You can't really change adults' minds very easily, so it's an uphill battle to begin with, right? But you just say something along the lines of, well, no, it's really not that simple. I can understand your point about crazy people, but the issue really is more complex. I think you're onto something a little bit. I can be on board with crazy people want guns and they shouldn't have guns. I just disagree with the broad swipe that you're painting all gun people, right? Because what about just a normal guy who is out with his family, his wife, his daughters, out in public, and he wants to carry just a little small pistol in his pocket, just in case, because he's a perfectly chill dude. But a lot of people have lost their chill, and if somebody comes in and starts shooting, he wants to be able to get his family out of there and be able to send some bullets back the other direction. Got any problem with that? No? Well, okay then. Well then, not every gun owner is crazy. So we can agree on that, right? That's how you avoid the fallacy fallacy. Just because somebody makes a fallacious statement or fallacious argument doesn't mean you can throw the entire thing out. Nothing is ever that simple. And when you do it, you're every bit as guilty of making a straw man fallacious argument against theirs and discarding it. Thank you very much. I'll see you on the next video.